Hey spiritual people, here are my top 10 amazing books to feed your spiritual journey. When I use the word spiritual, I mean those who are discovering and revealing more of the light already in them. These 10 books represent a treasure trove that you'll come to appreciate if you haven't already discovered these fantastic books. I share an overview of each, but my goal is to give you, today, at least one practical thing you can apply today to reveal more of your authentic self and feel more vitality. I hesitated to order the list since each is a treasure in and of itself, but here goes. Coming in at number 10 is Dr. David Hawkins with Power versus Force. Why did this book make my top 10? The book's main idea is that two types of energy influence human behavior: power and force. Power is the natural, authentic state of the universe, while force is an artificial creation of the ego. Power is based on truth, love, and compassion, while force is based on fear, anger, and manipulation. Sound familiar? Power creates positive, sustainable outcomes for both the individual and the collective, while force creates negative outcomes and resistance. The practical nugget today, right now, is to become more aware of your motivations. Am I acting from authentic power or from force? The most cited part of Power versus Force is the scale of consciousness that measures the level of power or force in different people, groups, and events. If you want to raise your vibration, start by becoming aware of vibrations and let go. The most controversial part of Hawkins' work is his use of applied kinesiology to test the truth or error of ideas or concepts. Hawkins admitted that this method required a certain level of consciousness to consistently reveal the truth. I know from personal experience that the idea of authentic power versus ego force is an essential distinction that has brought me many good fruits. His scale of consciousness has given me a very helpful way to see all the vibrations that are part of my inner world. For that reason, this book will always hold a place of great honor in my worldview. Speaking of Hawkins, coming in at number 9 is his book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. The main idea of surrender in David Hawkins' book, Letting Go, is to allow yourself to experience your feelings without trying to change, judge, or act on them. He teaches that by letting go of our attachments, expectations, and resistance, we can align ourselves with the natural flow of life, authentic power, and access the universal intelligence within us. Learning to surrender, to let go, might be the most important thing to learn and master in your lifetime. But how? Here are 5 practical teachings from the book, Letting Go, that can change your life. First, letting go involves being aware of a feeling, letting it come up, staying with it, and letting it run its course without wanting to make it different or do anything about it. It's like you have a butterfly in your hand, able to fly away or stay. Let the feeling be there and focus on letting out the energy behind it. The second practical insight is, when letting go, ignore all thoughts and focus on the feeling itself, not on the thoughts. Thoughts are endless and self-reinforcing, and they only distract from the feeling. If you get caught up in the thoughts, gently bring your attention back to the feeling. The third practical nugget from the book is to realize that to be surrendered means to have no strong emotion about a thing. It's okay if it happens, and it's okay if it doesn't. When we are free, there is a letting go of attachments. We can enjoy a thing, but we don't need it for our happiness. The fourth practical insight from the book is that there is a difference between expressing a feeling and letting go of it. Expressing a feeling may make us feel better temporarily, but it doesn't release the feeling from our system. Expressing a feeling often reinforces it and gives it more energy. Letting go is like dropping something heavy that we have been holding on to. The fifth practical nugget from letting go is that we can let go of any feeling at any time. We don't need to wait for a special occasion or a specific mood. We can let go in the present moment, no matter where we are or what we are doing. Remember that feelings are just feelings, not who we are. Continuing the countdown of my top 10 spiritual books, coming in at number 8 is Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself. A friend recommended this book, and I admit I didn't want to read it. Why? Well, the friend was operating from force, the ego. I grabbed the audiobook and while on a hike, decided to give it a listen. Wow. I loved it. I ended up reading and listening to just about everything Singer has published, and I love it all. As I share the book's main points, they sound a lot like Hawkins or other books you've read. It's because, well, it's the same mountain but approached from a slightly different vantage point. What are the main points? Here are 4 practical insights you can apply today. First, you are not your thoughts, emotions, or experiences, but the witness of them. You can free yourself from the limitations of your mind by observing your inner voice and letting go of your attachments and resistance. Second, you can achieve inner peace and happiness by staying centered in your consciousness and keeping your heart open to whatever life brings you. This means you can release negative emotions by allowing them to flow through you without trying to change or act on them. The third practical insight from this book is that you can access higher levels of consciousness and energy by aligning yourself with the natural flow of life and the universal intelligence within you. This means you can transcend your ego mind and become aware of your true nature as pure awareness and love. The fourth and final practical insight is that you can live a more fulfilling and meaningful life by surrendering to the present moment and accepting whatever happens as the best possible scenario. This is the insight I enjoyed the most, to relax into present moment awareness and accept what is in front of me with love and interest. Speaking of number 7 on my list of top 10 spiritual books is Singer's The Surrender Experiment, My Journey into Life's Perfection. This book chronicles Singer's journey of surrendering to the flow of life and letting go of his personal preferences. Singer found peace and authentic power in situations that most of us wouldn't. I found it an honor to be invited to sit on his shoulder as he unwrapped his journey and, more importantly, times in his life when the wheels came off and the stuff got real. Singer founded and ran a company. He's not some dude who lives off a pension and spouts spiritual words from his patio in Sedona. Anyone who has or currently lives in the business world will appreciate how the urgency, confusion, and power games in a company can quickly move you into ego. I love this book because it felt so real. Singer's challenges, and how he found the place of love and pure awareness in the midst of so much turmoil most of us have experienced. If you're someone who navigates troubled waters and wants to pull a Singer, this book is for you. Coming in at number 6 on this list is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. This book broke my heart. Frankl takes us into the Nazi concentration camps of World War II. Frankl uses his personal experience as a Holocaust survivor to tell us how to survive the most audacious, atrocious experiences of life by finding or making meaning. Our meaning-making brain is at work 24/7. We interpret our experiences all the time, and the choices we make in meaning-making make all the difference. From our struggles in life, we can find or create meaning that moves us towards learning and resilience. Or in the case of Holocaust victims who didn't make it, this suffering is meaningless. Everyone should read Frankl's book at least once because it chronicles man's inhumanity to man and sheds light on how the meaning we make makes all the difference to survival and vitality. Book number 5 on our list is The Ultimate Human Secrets, The Hidden Power in Our Mysterious Unconscious Knowledge by Ramzi Najjar. Why do I include this book? It's practical yet profound. I often shared this with coaching clients because they were looking for something practical, with steps, rather than something more philosophical. This book delivers practical results. Let's dig into the 4 practical steps offered in this book. The first step is to become aware of the subconscious mind and its influence on our reality. The author teaches that we can do this through awareness. Awareness means observing our thoughts, feelings, and actions and noticing how they are often based on unconscious beliefs and perceptions we have accumulated over time. The second step is to dissolve the negative beliefs and perceptions limiting our potential and happiness. The author explains that we can use various techniques, such as affirmations, visualization, meditation, and self-inquiry, to replace them with positive and empowering ones. The third step is directing our subconscious towards a new reality we desire and deserve. The author advises that we can do this by setting clear and specific goals, taking action, and trusting the process. He also emphasizes the importance of gratitude, optimism, and faith, which can enhance our vibration and attract more positive outcomes. The fourth step is to experience the awareness and enlightenment that come from aligning our mind, body, and soul with our universal intelligence. The author defines enlightenment as recognizing our true nature and the connection with all that is. Let's move now to book number 4 on our list, A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. I was drawn to this book because I love Williamson's writing style and didn't understand A Course in Miracles when I read it. That's where this book comes in. Marianne Williamson explains how to apply the principles of love, forgiveness, and miracles to heal ourselves and the world. Yes, more of that. If you've been following our list, you recognize the power of authentic power. Love is our true nature. Like David Hawkins' Power versus Force, we can do life through ego programming, and 99% of us do. Or we can learn to reveal and use the authentic power, the love we are. The author does this so well. Her witty, engaging, and concise writing style will engage you from page 1. Here are 5 things you need to know about this book. First, the author is riffing on the teachings of A Course in Miracles, a spiritual text that helps people heal their minds and hearts by shifting their perception from fear to love. Second, the book explores the power of love to bring healing and transformation to individuals in the world. It covers various topics such as relationships, work, health, forgiveness, prayer, miracles, and yes, the G word, God. Third, the book argues that fear is the root cause of all our problems and suffering, and that love is the only solution. Fear results from our separation from God and our true self, while love is our natural state of being and our connection to the divine. Sound familiar? Like other books on our list, it teaches us how to surrender our ego, accept ourselves and others, forgive the past, trust the present, and create the future. Sign me up! The final thing to know about this book is it invites us to become miracle workers, which means to extend love to ourselves and others and to witness the miraculous effects of love in our lives and the world. It assures us that we are not alone but are supported by God and the universe. Counting down to book number 3, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. You know why it's on the list if you've read it. Yes, it's a philosophical novel that explores the relationship between rationality and spirituality. Yes, it explores the true nature of quality through the metaphor of a motorcycle journey across America. But I can't boil down this book to key points because the book is an experience. Just as you can't know a restaurant's quality by reading the menu, you must experience the book to appreciate what it is truly. And what it is worth your time to read. Speaking of worth your time, let's unwrap number 2 on our list, Autobiography of a Yogi. Michael Singer cites this book and author often, so if you're drawn to Singer's work, go a little deeper by unwrapping the treasure this book offers. Steve Jobs also considered this his favorite book. There's a reason this book is considered as one of the 100 best spiritual books of the 20th century. Written by Paramahansa Yogananda, it is the memoir of one of the world's most famous yoga practitioners and teachers. He is best known for bringing Kriya Yoga to the US and founding the Self-Realization Fellowship. If you've experienced yoga at any level, go deeper and learn the practical lessons about the underpinnings of yoga, spirituality, and how to live a good life, interspersed with highlights and anecdotes from the author's life. The book describes Yogananda's childhood family life, his search for his guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar Giri, the establishment of his first school. He describes his journey to America, where he lectured to thousands and established the Self-Realization Fellowship. You'll love the many anecdotes from Yogananda's life because they're so engaging, and his stories about supernatural phenomena such as miraculous healings, divine visions, and premonitions of the future reveal how he used authentic power. Know that Yogananda viewed these miraculous events as evidence of the essential unity of all things, and that yoga can transcend the limitations of the mind and body. And finally, drumroll please, the book I consider number 1 on the list is The Path of Clear Light. I love this book. Like most really good books, they come when you need them the most. And this book did. As background, Barbara Brodsky channels a non-physical entity called Aaron. I've followed Barbara's work with Aaron for years and loved the teaching. I loved all I read, but I recognized the greatness of The Path of Clear Light at my first reading. With the clarity of a sage spiritual friend, Aaron illuminates a path for revealing the truth of ourselves as loving, luminous beings. At your core, you are light. But how do you reveal that light more? Well, it's time to put this book on your list of books to read. The author moves us to rest in the spaciousness and radiance of a boundless heart, coming to know it as our most profound nature, our true home. Do this right now. Set the intention to rest in the spaciousness and radiance of a boundless heart. As you release what might be blocking this, you can rest in the light you are. Friends, I'd love to hear your thoughts below in the comments, if you agree, disagree, or which book must make future lists. In love, I thank you for joining us today, and wish you well on your back to the light and love you are.